Well, guess who's lying to you again? Gee, politicians. Big surprise there. Several politicians, notably more than one of the presidential candidates, are proposing a gas tax holiday. Whoopee! Holiday makes it sound so much fun, like a Christmas holiday or a birthday party. It's a big lie. It's putting a Band-Aid on something. It's probably even worse than that. It's like throwing a sheet over an ugly piece of furniture in the corner so you don't have to look at it, but it's still there. The problem is still there. Even if this thing happens, it's going to be probably the middle of 2009 before anything actually happens. That's not going to be a help immediately. And at that point, it's only going to be an 18.7 cent a gallon change in the gas price. Now, if you think about gas prices, since this time last year, they're about 50 to 60 cents a gallon higher. 18 cents a gallon isn't going to make much of a dent in that. By this time next year, they may be, another dollar a gallon higher. 18 cents a gallon is going to look like, pissing in the ocean at that point. It's not going to make any difference at all. And the worst part of it is it doesn't solve any problems. It doesn't do anything. This is a big scam. All this tax incentives and tax money and stuff is a huge diversion from the real issue. Where does that money come from? Well, immediately in the short term, the gas tax money is going to come from road and highway construction, bridge repairs. I have to ask people in Minnesota about that one. In the long term, it's going to come out of your pocket because it's got to come somewhere. It's going to come from you. If it doesn't go out in the form of taxes, it's going to go out in the form of fewer services. So the whole thing is just utter bullshit. Yeah, there are things we can do. The fact that we're just not paying for the things we need to be. We're not saving. It's hard to save money. I mean, when the prices triple in the course of 10 years, well, that throws your plan off track a bit. But, we've had clues that this was going to come as early as 20 years ago. I remember the first time that gas approached $1. And we thought that was horrible. But we lived through it. We just paid it. We changed what we did. We just paid it. We bought more efficient cars. We just paid it. The problem is that we use too much. Other people are now using not as much as us, but hugely increasing amounts. The Chinese want, billions of more gallons a year. Every nation in the world is using more gas. They're sort of following our U.S. lead on this thing. And we've done nothing in the last 20 years to reduce the amount that we use. So an 18 cent a gallon drop isn't really, it might make a sort of a gut impression for a week or two. But the prices are still going to be double what you paid 10 years ago, triple what you paid 10 years ago by the time this thing happens in the middle of 2009. And the 18 cents a gallon is going to have to come from somewhere. Where's the government going to get it? Depends on which party's in office after January 20th, 2009. But it's got to come from somewhere. If it's not going to come from unrepaired roads, unrepaired bridges, then it's going to have to come from somewhere else. It's going to be shifted from another column. Or the deficit spending is going to keep increasing, which doesn't really help anybody. Just don't buy it. Just don't believe it. It's bullshit. It's a lie. They want your vote. They don't want to help you. They want your vote. Once somebody's in office, the gas tax holiday, it'll evaporate. It'll be gone. It's essentially a non-entity already, and the promise of this trivial little bit of cash, it'll evaporate. Don't buy it. Don't believe it. Tell them to get real about some things. We're not going to solve anything about gasoline or gas prices by a stupid little move like that. It's just bullshit. Write them a letter, make a phone call, send them an email, tell them we see through it. It's crap. It's utter crap, guys. Bye-bye.